Hey, what's up guys? Thank you for tuning in here. For today's video, we're going to be taking a look at Transformers Studio Series 1986 Leader Class Grimlock. Now, I want to go ahead and establish something really quick for this video. This figure is absolutely massive. I could not believe when I actually saw it in person because, I mean, you know, in photos he looks big, but this guy is gigantic. This guy really is Leader Class size. So, I'd like to apologize. I have a moderately small light box. I did not get this thinking that I'd be reviewing toys in video form, let alone figures this big. So, you know, if you see kind of sides of the light box there poke out, sorry if that breaks, like, you know, the visual consistency, but hey, just a heads up. So with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into it. And let's go ahead and get this started here with Grimlock's details. So this gold paint that's up here, in the original production photos, this was originally yellow paint and not gold paint. So I know a lot of people wanted to change to gold. That's probably why they did it. I'm kind of in the minority and I wanted them to keep it yellow, but I'm actually really happy with this shade of gold. Really my worry about the gold wasn't gold paint. It was it looking like that dingy kind of, you know, GPS Power of the Primes gold that I'm just kind of sick of. It's all muted and stuff. This is bright, vibrant, and kind of shiny, so I'm a big fan of this gold here. The colors on him just pop. I really enjoy the colors on this guy. He's got really nice blue in there in his visor, and it's wonderful. There's been some discrepancy about this black panel that covers the Autobot insignia on his chest here, and I gotta be honest, I gotta agree with MGO here. My sensibilities are not that fragile, and I don't. This is a non-issue. As good as this toy is, this is nothing. So I mean, if this ruins the toy for you, then sorry, I guess that's a you problem, but whatever. I mean, I'm not saying it's not an issue. It would be cool if it's clear, but this does not destroy anything for me at all. It's fine. So let's spin him around here. You can see his back here. You got his dino head hanging out and his wings back here. Something real quick. These wings, they're on hinges. They swing. Mine are a bit loose, as you can see. They're a little floppy. If I pick him up and hold him down, they kind of hang. So I'm gonna get some clear nail polish in there and kind of thicken up that hinge. But just a heads up, I was gonna do that before the video, but didn't want to wait for it to dry. So there you go for that. He also has a gun here. It's a double-barreled gun, and it looks fine. He's got two posts. Where are they at? So he's got two posts right here for Dino Mode storage, and he's got a 5mm peg here. I really like this gun. A lot of people really wanted him to come with a sword, and I did too, honestly. I think it kind of sucks that he doesn't come with a sword, but I saw it pointed out that he probably doesn't come with a sword because in the G1 animation, I don't believe he ever actually used a sword. So what are you gonna do? He also comes with, let's go ahead and cover this. He comes with Wheelie. This is a thing that comes in the box, and that's about my opinion on it. No, but in all seriousness, I think this figure is fine, but it's, I don't know. I really don't have an opinion on it, like specifically. He's a packed-in thing, and I just kind of am treating him like a packed-in thing. He's not going to go on my shelf. I have the original Wheelie, or at least the Titans Return Wheelie. I mean, he has a good head sculpt. The paint is nice, but he's kind of, I mean, he can dab really easily, so you just, but you know, I don't know. My phone vibrated, sorry. He's got this slingshot, which you can take out of his hand. That's cool. That's all nice. But yeah, Wheelie's articulation is really barren. He's got a ball joint in the head that rotates 360. He's got ball joints in the arms. They go in and out. This arm has a forward joint more rather. His legs are on ball joints, and I think the stupidest thing about him is the knees. The knees don't bend, and I know it's supposed to have this thing. He has a peg on his thigh back here and a port on Grimlock's shoulder, so you can plug him into this and have him kind of sit there, and it's too tall for my video, so let's sit Grimlock down. And you can get him in situations like this, so I mean, that's fine. I think that's cool, but again, I don't necessarily plan to use this. So I think I spent a little bit too much time on Wheelie for something that I'm not too interested in. The fact that he does not have leg hinges at all is goofy, so we're just going to go ahead and yeet. Now for the shot that I knew would kind of be an issue with getting the big boys in here with my small light box. I wanted to show these guys off still, so you kind of have to deal with the sides of the light box here. I'm very sorry for that visual eyesore, but I still wanted to talk about these two together. So the term mini masterpiece has been thrown around quite a lot with a lot of the Studio Series 86 stuff. A lot of people have harsh opinions about it. Some people like it, some people don't. I don't really care one way or the other. I'm not offended by it. But I do think there's some credence to it, and there's some figures that are just really astounding. Like, that's the best word that I can come up with, astounding. So the figures in these lines that I would say are mini masterpiece would be this Grimlock, Hot Rod, Scourge, and Kingdom Cyclonus. These figures are absolutely phenomenal and come off at like a higher level than most other stuff even out right now. So, I mean, you can just see how these two scale up here. This is a retail version of this. I got this and I felt like I'd played with this toy before until I realized I basically have. And I don't know, it's really, really great. Obviously, he's more complicated. They don't transform the exact same way, but a lot of transformation cues are the exact same. And how simplified height he is crazy to me that we waited so long for, you know, so many Grimlocks. We had this version, and then this version, and now we finally have this. And I don't really know what took him so long. So, but yeah, I'm sorry about that, but I just really wanted to show these guys off. If you're going to compare a masterpiece to a mainline, this is the figure to do it with. So I just really wanted to show these guys off. Whichever one you like more is totally up to you. And now here we've got Grimlock with Power of the Primes Grimlock. And I remember when they revealed the Power of the Primes Dinobots, I was so excited to finally have Classics versions of the Dinobots. And yeah, we can see how that aged in about three and a half years. So I don't mean to crap on this toy, but I mean, man, there is no comparison between these two, and that's all I've got to say about that. Grimlock here in his robot mode has some really nice articulation. His head is on a ball joint. It's going to go up and down. It goes down more than it goes up. It doesn't go up that much at all. It's going to rotate 360 degrees on that ball. His arms are on hinges. They're going to go 360 all the way around. They're going to get knocked by this wing piece, but they do have the ability. They go in and outward that much. They're going to rotate 360 at the bicep. He has a single jointed elbow that goes up like that much. Really good bend out of that. He's got rotating wrists. His waist rotates 360 degrees. Also, his legs are on hinges. They go forward that much. They go backward that much. You got to move him past the dino head there on his butt. They go in and outward that much. They're going to rotate 360 at the thigh, not the bicep. Messed up on my Warpath review. Whoops, don't do that. The knee bends here really nicely, and then the ankles, obviously, they have pivots left and right. The heels, because of the transformation, you can pivot them down as well to get some extra stability if needed, but don't really know why you would. He feels very thick, very ratchety, very, very nice. This guy just feels super solid outside of the panels on his back that, again, for me are kind of, you know, I can fix that. But yeah, all things considered, this guy has some really, really nice, sturdy, thick joints. I love him. Grimlock here has a very smooth, satisfying, and very, very simple transformation. Again, it's one of those things that I'm just like, how did we wait so long for something so good and so simple? But hey, I'm so glad to have it now, so let's go ahead and take a look at that. Grimlock in his Dino Mode, and so I was kind of hoping I'd have better luck with the framing with this mode. Maybe it'd be smaller. Nope, it's just as massive, and now he's got this giant tail to account for. So yeah, but here he is in Dino Mode, and I think this is a wonderful dinosaur mode. It's the super scientifically inaccurate T-Rex, so if you're into that sort of thing, absolutely, and I like it a lot. The one thing that I've actually not seen point out is that this side of him looks very clean, and this side is the Grimlock side with the screw holes and stuff, like right here in the neck, so and in the face. So I don't think that's bad. I mean, I'm not really gonna pose my Grimlock like that, but you know, interesting. I hadn't really seen that pointed out. His detail is very nice. He's got really nice sculpt all the way around. Let's go ahead and look at his head. And the head sculpt here is just really beautiful. If you look on the inside, it's kind of hard to see, but there's a black stem in there in which you can use some of those siege effect parts with him too, so you can have him shooting fire out of his face. And yeah, the sculpting and everything, the color in the eyes is really nice. And again, I still really enjoy this gold that they changed it to. So he's got really wonderful sculpted detail all down his Dino Mode. He doesn't have too much greeble, and he doesn't have too much smoothness to match his G1 model. So again, you can see the transformation is very simple. His chest comes down, these kind of swing around the front, and his legs fold backwards, and that's pretty much it. There's, you know, a couple other details in there, obviously, but yeah, I think it's really neat. And he's actually, I missed it at first. So like this right here is his regular elbow joint, and I missed it when I had first opened him. He's got these really cool joints back here, so I'll show his articulation in a minute, but that's basically Grimlock right there. And he's got these like pale white little baby arms, but hey, you know, is what it is. I think his sculpt is very nice and expressive. For his Dino Mode articulation, his head can rotate 360. It's a little stiff, but it can rotate all the way around. His head's on a hinge here, so you can get it to go, whoa, not that far up, but you can get it to go up. You can go down a little bit, and then his jaw is obviously hinged. His little baby arms here can rotate. They're on little just ball joints. I've also seen people replace these with the MPO8 one. Apparently you can pop these out and swap them. I'm not going to do that, but you can do it if these really bother you. I don't really care. These hinges down here, again, are the shoulders, so they rotate 360, go in and out the same amount of length, rotate at the thigh. Now it's now a thigh, not a bicep. And yeah, he's got this really nice joint back here for you have to like unlock it from robot mode, but he's got this really nice knee bend down here. And you can also do this. I don't know why you would, but you want to get him in running positions that looks like it breaks, but you can do that. And then I don't know, you have options with him. I think it's really neat. And again, I really like that hidden joint in there. I thought he was like stiff-legged or gonna have like chicken legs or backwards legs or something like that, but nope, he's got this really cool system in there that actually allocates that for leg movement. Grimlock does have weapon storage. I mean, he's got these 5mm ports all around, which does mean he's like Kingdom and War for Cybertron compatible. He's got him, these are his shoulders, his actual shoulders, these are his legs, and he's got him in the bottom of his feet. So again, as far as the rumors of these guys being, you know, runoffs from the War for Cybertron trilogy line, maybe, but hey, I'm sorry, I just want to point that out. But gun storage, that's what I was originally here for. He's got these two little tabs, like I pointed out earlier, and two little slots up here. So you might have to jimmy this a little bit, because it's two parts just clipped together. Oh, nope, I did it. Easier than most other times. So you can clip his gun back there. Again, it looks kind of goofy, looks kind of silly, but I like weapon storage more than not. I won't leave him like that, but the fact that he can do that is cool. I hate the feeling that you can lose pieces in either mode. I just never really been a fan of that, so that's dope. Now we're gonna go ahead and bring Wheelie back here and the T-Rex mode. So there are production photography like these pictures right here that show Wheelie in very specific positions in which I thought it would be very easy to plug him into like those positions on the T-Rex mode. But I can't find any way to do that at all. It's really weird about this Wheelie figure. Again, he's stuck in the sitting position, so as far as what you're doing with the legs are limited to just this. Like, he can't do anything else to, you know, situate himself up there. Now, he's got these two little posts, and both sides of Grimlock's neck have posts that fit these. So this is the most that I can figure out. You just kind of got to push his leg back here, and then you just gotta, like, I don't know, it's so awkward. Like, this doesn't even feel right. So I don't know if I'm even doing this right, but you can get him right there to kind of like ride along. And again, his like leg is jetting off. So I don't even, I don't know, like I'm sorry. Like I really don't mean to crap on this Wheelie or anything. I'm not mad that he came with it. I think Grimlock is good enough that, you know, he could have came with nothing and it'd be fine. At least they tried with the Wheelie, but I genuinely cannot figure out any actual way to get him to look halfway decent on Grimlock's back. Like, I don't know, maybe you can like just spread eagle, like there we go. I guess maybe, I don't know. And it's weird because he's got these little grooves on the inside of both of his legs that I thought would be something that like you just put him on here and then like push these in and then he stays, but I can't find anything like that. So again, I don't mean to poop on this Wheelie. He's not the worst addition ever. He doesn't really seem to hit the mark. He doesn't really seem to do what he's supposed to do. But genuinely, very seriously, if you guys know or if I'm missing something and I'm doing something wrong and you're sitting there laughing at me, please let me know because I'm curious. I'd like to have this displayable with him, at least in any fashion, because you know whatever. So if you know about this, let me know. I'm probably missing something, but we're gonna go ahead and yeah. Now, I thought about it, and I'm not going to compare Grimlock here to Masterpiece Grimlock in Dino Mode. The main reason is kind of selfish, because I don't want to contend with having to put 2 gigantic dinos in this tiny light box and make that look decent. But yeah, so sorry about that. There's pictures online, and you really don't need to. Again, if you're going to talk about Masterpiece Light, this is literally as Masterpiece Light as it gets. You know, that's really all I can say about that. This guy, I really felt like I played with this figure when I opened it before, even though I hadn't, but I kind of had because he reminded me so much of MP08. And I'm not going to compare him to Power of the Prime's Grimlock in Dino Mode, because, I mean, I'm not going to you wouldn't compare a Honda Civic to a Bugatti, so, I mean, hey, it is what it is. Wheelie here, he does not get any points off for Wheelie. It's not like that at all. Again, I feel kind of bad for kind of poo-pooing on him in this video. You know, I don't think he's the worst thing ever. He's really not a bad pack-in. And again, the set does not get points off for Wheelie here. I would have bought this totally fine with just Grimlock and the gun and not thought twice about it because of how good and big the figure is. So, I mean, this is a nice little pack-in for everything you're getting with such a perfect Grimlock, in my opinion. So he's fine. He just, you know, I hope I can get him to. I had him balanced there. He looks a little silly, but yeah, I'm kind of running out of things to say. If you guys have any questions about these guys, Grimlock or Wheelie, just don't ask me how to connect Wheelie to Grimlock, because I don't know. I'm asking you guys that. Feel free to leave a comment in the section down below. I'd be happy to get back to you as soon as possible. Please like this video if you enjoyed this content. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.